Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So guys, today we are covering a nationwide wave of protests against the Republican-led redistricting plans heavily backed by former President Donald Trump. Over 200 events took place across the United States, drawing attention to what organizers are calling a threat to the democracy and the voices of communities of color. So guys, in this video, we will unpack the background, what actually happened, why this move is happening now, and what could come next. I will also share my perspective on whether these protests are justified. So guys, first let's get to the background. What's happening with the redistricting? Redistricting, the process of redrawing congressional maps, happens every 10 years after the census. But in several states, Republican leaders are accelerating this process ahead of the 2026 midterm elections, aiming to gain a strategic advantage. In Texas, the proposed map backed by Trump could net Republicans an additional 5 congressional seats. This plan prompted Democratic lawmakers to fill the state to prevent a quorum from voting, setting off a political showdown. The Trump administration describes these changes as simple redrawing, but opponents argue that these efforts amount to gerrymandering. That is, manipulating district lines to dilute the voting power of certain communities, especially the communities of color. Other states are also exploring the changes. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has floated redrawing maps. Missouri lawmakers may hold a special session, and Ohio's maps must be redrawn due to state law quirks. Critics warn that these adjustments could heavily favor Republicans, even carving up Democratic districts to secure more seats. So, guys, let's see the protests, which are nationwide demonstrations. On the ground, demonstrators are mobilizing with a clear message: stop the Trump takeover. Saturday's largest protest took place in Austin, Texas, where over 1,000 people gathered outside the state capitol. Protesters held signs saying, "Abbott's letting Trump take Texas, but put Texans first," and "compassion over cruelty." Speakers at the Austin rally included former Congressman Beto Rourke, Greg Casar, Lloyd Doggett, activist Dolores Huerta, and local organizers. Casar highlighted the broader stakes, describing the effort as a fight against authoritarianism and calling attention to Trump's deportation campaigns and military overreach. They also emphasized the consolidation of power by the Trump administration and connected the redistricting push to a larger effort to avoid accountability for Republican actions. Utah, at 95 years old, rallied the crowd with a call to organize politically, ending her speech with the chant, "Who's got the power? We do." These protests weren't limited to Texas. Events also took place in Houston, Dallas, San Angelo, Taylor, McAllen Cannery, and Kingwood. Across the country, activists gathered in cities like New York, Washington, D.C., Durham, Kankakee, Sarasota, and Jefferson City. Activists ranged from rallies and teach-ins to banner drops and art making, showing a coordinated effort to engage communities in every corner of the nation. So, guys, why this move now? The timing of this protest coincides with Republican redistricting plans aimed at securing an advantage in next year's midterms. Organizers and Democratic lawmakers argued that this is not about politics, it's about the protecting democratic norms. They contend that redistricting is being used to suppress voter influence in communities of color and entrench partisan power. Groups like the Texas for All Coalition, the Democratic National Committee, Planned Parenthood, the Working Families Party, and the Human Rights Campaign are coordinating to ensure broad participation. Their focus is on nonviolence, community engagement, and raising awareness about the potential long term consequences of partisan gerrymandering. So, guys, what could happen next? The next steps are uncertain but critical. In Texas, lawmakers could push through the map during a special legislative session, or continued Democratic resistance could delay the vote. Nationwide, other states may follow suit with similar partition redistricting efforts, prompting further legal challenges and public protest. Courts may eventually intervene, especially if the maps are found to violate federal or state voting right protections. The protests themselves could influence public opinion and voter mobilization, potentially affecting outcomes in the 2026 midterms. So, guys, what do I think on this? In my view, these protests are not just symbolic, they are an essential response to an alarming trend in American politics. Redistricting should be fair for representation, not manipulating lines to consolidate power. The widespread coordinated demonstration demonstrate that people are paying attention and willing to defend democratic principles. While partisan politics will always play a role, actions that weaken the voices of communities of color and undermine democratic processes should be met with robust civic engagement, nonviolent protests, and accountability measures. These protests are an example of citizens actively participating in democracy rather than passively observing it. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the issues shaping our country. Also, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this protest and redistricting? Do you believe these efforts are a threat to democracy or just standard political maneuvering? I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I will see you guys in the next video.